Hi, and welcome back to the Rubber Room for another episode of Watch It Wednesday. My name's Chris Colley, and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today I'm going to share with you how to make this little candy bar wrapper. It'll slide off and on your Hershey bar, just like that. I'm going to be using some of the new products that will be available coming up in the Occasions mini catalog, and that is a stamp set called Eat Chocolate, which I've got this sentiment from. You'll be able to order from that catalog beginning on January 4th. And the other thing I'm going to be using that's new is from our Sale-A-Bration catalog, which will start on January 25th, and that is this designer series paper, and it is called Ice Cream Parlor. You'll be able to earn that free with any $50 purchase that you make. So those are some new products that you'll want to look forward to getting the catalogs in your mail and then placing your orders for them. They have some great products in those catalogs, so be sure to keep your eye out for it. You may even want to schedule a workshop to earn more free things from the Sale-A-Bration catalog. To start off with today, I'm going to give you the measurements for the wrapper, and the measurements are actually going to be, the ones I'm going to start off with will be for this piece of Marina Mist cardstock. That's the background here. And I have it written here on a piece of Whisper white cardstock. What you want to do is to cut your cardstock to 5.5 by 5.5, so it will be a square. You want to score at 1 inch, 1 1/4 inch, 3.5 inches, and 3 3/4 inches. And it's a very simple, easy pattern to follow. I have already pre-cut and pre-scored my Marina Mist cardstock, and I've also folded it on my score lines. I did use my bone folder when I folded it, so I get some nice crisp edges there. And then I'm going to take my designer series paper, and I'm simply going to add some snail adhesive all the way around the edge of the paper. I'm not going to score this piece of paper. I'm just going to add it right onto my scored piece of Marina Mist cardstock, so it's not necessary to score this piece also. I'm just going to start at the edge of my Marina Mist cardstock, and I actually want my paper to go this way, so I'm going to adhere that on there, leaving about 1/8 of an inch of the Marina Mist cardstock showing there, so you can see the 1/8 of an inch all the way around on the edges. And I'm just going to give it a little press there to make sure that it's stuck down and adhered well. I'm just going to follow that all the way around. When I get to my score line, I am going to fold it where my cardstock is scored and folded, so it'll stay nice and tight on there. I'm just going to continue folding it all the way around and bending on those score lines that I have, so that will adhere the designer series paper nice and tight on all of my edges and my folds. I'm just going to do that all the way around my piece of cardstock here. When you get to the end, it's easier all the way around if you set it down and just press on it like that, and on that score line there. And that's going to adhere my designer series paper right to my cardstock. It'll be nice and tight all the way around there. And then what I'm going to do, I've added a piece of sticky strip to the inside of my cardstock there. So I'm just going to peel the red tape or the red liner off the back of that. And you don't want to add tape or adhesive to the other side, because again, you want your candy bar wrapper to slide, and if you tape the other edge of it, your candy bar is not going to slide on there. So, and then I'm just going to take my candy bar and put it right in so it sits nicely right on that scored little 1/4 of an inch there. And I'm going to wrap it all the way around, and then just make sure that it's tight and even there, and adhere it. And it's as simple as that. You have a nice little case or wrapper to keep your candy bar in. I actually kind of want my designs to go so my circle half is up instead of down. So I'm going to flip this around in there and make that the top or the upright position to it. And then again, like I said before, my sentiment came from a stamp set called Eat Chocolate, which is going to be available in our Occasions mini catalog. And what I did was I stamped my image twice on Whisper White cardstock, once with Marina Mist ink and once with chocolate chip ink. I did then cut out just the word chocolate from my chocolate chip ink so it would look like a chocolate little candy bar. And I'm just going to add some adhesive to the back of that and adhere it right over the chocolate bar that is stamped on my base in the Marina Mist. And then this white piece of Whisper White piece of cardstock here that I'm holding is 1 1/8 by 2 1/4 inches. And I'm going to mount that onto a Pear Pizzazz piece of cardstock that is cut 1 1/4 to 2 3/8 inches. And I've left a lot of white space over here because I am going to be using a jumbo eyelet in there. And then I'm going to take this Pear Pizzazz piece and mount it onto a piece of Marina Mist cardstock that is 1 1/2 by 2 5/8 inches. And so that will be my sentiment. I'm going to take my Crop-A-Dile using the large hole side. I'm going to just punch a hole in there. And because it is my Crop-A-Dile, it's real strong and it will punch through all 3 layers of cardstock. I'm going to add a little jumbo eyelet right in that hole there. And then I'm going to set it. Get a nice smooth set to it. It's always a little bit tight to get that eyelet in there, but I'm just going to push it through there and then make sure my eyelet's going to be set nice and even in there and punch it together. And then I'll have a nice flat back to where my eyelet is. And I am going to, at this point, add a little Stampin' Dimensional to the end of my sentiment because I do want it to be popped up or raised a little bit. I do have a piece of Pear Pizzazz 1/2 inch poly ribbon that I'm going to add as an accent piece there. So I'm going to wrap it around my candy bar. Get that little thing out of the way there. And then I'm simply going to start from the bottom and pull my ribbon to the top. And I'm going to do that with both sides of my ribbon. And I'm going to make sure I get my sentiment on there where I want it. So I'm just going to make sure that it's centered in on the front of my candy bar there. And then I'm simply going to just tie it in a little knot at the top. Let me see if I can get that so you can see it better there. I'm just going to take one end and wrap it over the other and pull it through the loop there. And then I can just pull my ribbon so that the ends are nice and straight and they're laying kind of flat. And then I'm just going to simply pop up my sentiment and peel this sticky part off the back of my dimensional. And again, take one more look to make sure it's straight and it's placed where I want it, and then just press it down. And then I'm just going to take my ribbon scissors and trim the edges of my ribbon at a little angle there on the edges of the candy bar. And there you have it. A real quick, easy way to dress up a little candy bar. The thing that I like best about this is I like to give chocolate as a gift, especially to a friend who's having a really hard day or something like that. So this way, she can take the candy bar right out of the wrapper, eat it, and then put another candy bar right inside that wrapper at a later time and give it to somebody else who's a friend that's having a bad day. So your little candy bar wrapper can travel to hundreds and hundreds of people who love chocolate the way that I do. Thanks so much for visiting the Rubber Room. I hope you have a great week and you'll come back next week to see what's going on. Thanks. Bye.